close, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air.
What's up, fellas? It's Colby with OnX Outdoors, and tonight I came out here wanting to do a review on some spotting scopes. Going to do a review here on the Vortex Razor Generation 2, the 27x60x85 versus the Leupold SX-5 Santiam. It's a 27x55x80. So it doesn't zoom quite as far, and it's a little bit smaller on the objective lens than the Vortex. So I've been wanting to come out here and do this for quite a while. Ultimately, my goal tonight is to try to decide which spotter is better. They're both very similar in price range, as well as their warranties. Both are made by great companies. Leupold's a great company, very well known, and Vortex as well, solid company. A lot of people aren't too familiar though. Leupold's warranty is very similar to Vortex's. A lot of people don't know that, so I'll talk about that in this review video. But I've got them side by side. We're glassing up here at some critters, got some deer up here, checking them out, so jumping back and forth to try to figure out which spotter's better. So here we go. I've ran that Razor for probably close to 5 years, and this Leupold I've had now for 2 years, 2 hunting seasons. I switched over to the Leupold 2 years ago, and I wanted to get out here and do a side-by-side review because everyone wants to know which scope's better. I mean, if you're spending this kind of money, you want to know what's best. So I will have to double check, but I believe the Leupold retails for like $1,800, and the Vortex is around $1,600. So I think they're within $200 of each other. You can get both of them for under $2,000, and they're both dang good quality glass for the price. Warranties are very similar. A lot of people aren't too familiar with that. Everyone knows Vortex's warranty, pretty much a no questions asked. The Leupold's very similar. Their warranty's very, very similar. I'll post a screenshot of their warranty on this video so you guys can see. One big difference is the Leupold is only an 80 millimeter on the objective lens, whereas the Vortex is an 85. So you're a little bit smaller with the Leupold, which is one thing that I really like. So I've got them both set up. I've got them both zoomed back as far as they go. They both start at 27 on the power, zoom power. So they're both at 27 right now. And I'm looking at some deer right up here in this opening. And it blew me away because I've liked both scopes. I've never come out and put them side by side. But now that I have them side by side and I have them both on the exact same object, both on those deer, the Leupold is quite a bit better. Both are clear, but the Leupold, I don't know if the glass is just quite a bit better, but the image seems a lot closer, and they're both on 27. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the lenses are a little different style. I know this is a wide angle lens. I know on the Vortex it's a wide angle. I'm not sure on my Leupold. I think it's the same, but I'm telling you right now, it brings those deer in a lot closer. So I'm going to sit out here and tinker for a little while, look at a couple different distances. I'll post some videos of these scopes, but so far Leupold's looking a little better. Okay, so I've been looking at this same group of 5 deer. I had them backed out, both of them at 27 power, which is as far out as they go on the zoom. That's zoomed out all the way. And the Leupold was a little bit better. It was a better image, just more clear, but also it brought the deer in closer. Even though they were backed out to the same magnification, it just brought them in closer. It was a lot better view of the deer than on the Vortex. Both were good. Both are very clear at 27 zoom power. They both are good optics. This video is not to diss one over the other, but ultimately just to try to decide which is one better than the other and how come. So that's what we're trying to do here. I'm trying to give an honest, real scenario, and we're getting perfect low light conditions. We even have, I'll turn around here, you can see the mountain range. We've got low light going on, plus we've got clouds and everything. So this is a perfect opportunity to test these two side by side. So like I talked about, the Vortex is an 85 where the Leupold's only an 80, so it should be drawing in more light, but ultimately I don't think that it's giving off a better picture. So I had them zoomed out all the way, and then I zoomed them in all the way. They're both zoomed in to full magnification right now. The Leupold is beating it here as well. It's more clear, and the deer are brought in they're brought in closer than the Vortex. The Vortex is still, it's good, but it's not as good as the Leupold. I would have to say, side by side testing these two products right now, the Leupold is beating it And ultimately, you know, it is a little bit more money, so I guess you would kind of expect that. But it surprises me a little bit because the Leupold's a smaller spotter. It's better to pack around. It's lighter. I like it. I'll drop some of the specs. I'll drop some screenshots of the specs of the two scopes on this review video. But it does surprise me a little bit where it's only an 80 millimeter versus the Vortex, which is 85. And the Leupold doesn't zoom in as far. It's a 27x55, whereas the Vortex is a 27x65. But one thing I've noticed with the Vortex, this is one of the things, number one things I've noticed. When I ran it, and I ran it for about 5 years, like I said, I ran that thing for a long time. It was hard to switch and to give it up. But I have noticed that it is not as clear. You can't get great clarity at full zoom. I very rarely ran that spotter at full zoom because you just lose clarity. And I don't like that. So I would always zoom it in and then back it up a little bit to where I could bring the image in real clear. So I was rarely running it at that 65 zoom. And I think that that's, in my opinion, a little bit of a waste just because it isn't that clear at the full zoom. Whereas the Leupold only goes to 55, and I can zoom it right to 55 and I can bring in a clear image real quick. It doesn't take long. And to me, that's perfect. Like if it's going to go past that, if it can zoom past 55, what good is it if the image is blurry or not clear enough for me to really tell the fine detail anyways? So I really like that. I also do like the fact that it's only an 80 millimeter. It fits in my pack better. It's easier to pack around like I talked about, but both are good. All right, here's my final conclusion. So I think both are quality spotters for sure. I really think they're both pretty dang good spotters. I'm impressed with both of them. I'm out here, it's getting even more low light conditions, and both are still bringing in the images pretty dang clear. I'm impressed. So I think that overall, the Leupold has a little bit better glass. I think the glass is just a little bit more clear. It's not significant. It's not like it's crazy better, but it is a little bit more clear, a little more clarity. And so for me, that's kind of a big thing. But the other thing that I like a lot is that it is just the 80 millimeter. I do like that it's a little bit smaller, easier to pack, fits in the pack a little bit better, a little lighter, not crazy, but I just don't think you get a ton more with that Vortex where it's that 85 millimeter. I'm just not seeing a huge difference in the light that they're bringing in. I think the Leupold's bringing in pretty dang close to as much. And if it's not as much, it's because the glass is a little clearer, that the image is still staying really good across all the way across. So I think overall, the Leupold edges it out a little bit. It's a little bit better scope, better quality, and not as big for one thing. But honestly, I don't think you go wrong with either one. They're both pretty good. I'm impressed with them both. They both have good warranties. They're both made by quality companies. So just kind of give you one last look at my setup here. I put them as close together as I could, and I was jumping right back and forth looking at the same exact thing. I've done it here now for at least an hour, and so I think honestly I'm going to call it. And I think that Leupold, like I said, is just a little bit better quality in the glass than the Vortex, but both are dang good scopes. And there you have it. I think if you want just a little better, go with the Leupold on this one.
They'll try to kick you while you're down. They want to rise up while you drown. They want to fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding